Yeah, we're not live on Twitch. God damn it. Rimshee.
Alright, we're back. I don't know what the fuck happened. Do your intro.
I did such a fucking good intro. Hey everybody, welcome to Let's Stay Discord. We're here not only with our good friend Eurobirb, but
Hello.
we have Nick, aka the Wizard of Cause,
Yes,
himself. One of the people that I used to really enjoy doing shows with. So, I would like to still do shows with him, but he doesn't do shows anymore. So we just don't. Anyways.
Alright, I'm back.
How's everybody doing?
He wasn't even here for that, Jables.
Yeah.
I was going to say
No, I'm sure it was epic. It was wonderful.
Oh, yeah,
I've adopted the notion that like maybe we just don't need to revisit every goddamn thing.
Oh, no, we don't need to feed him the content thing.
Yeah, I know. Content? Have you I know I haven't watched this show. Have you watched this show?
Yeah, I watch
I'm in it. Why would I want to watch?
I'm.
I watch every show.
I watch every show. I pore over every inch of every one of them, and I find everything that everyone did wrong, including myself.
Yes, because I'm never good
Especially
enough. So
exactly.
I need to find the problems within myself so I can fix it and make a better show. Yeah.
Well, on that note, you did tell me that on that note, you did tell me that you wanted this show to be about mental health. Well, let's talk. I am going to speak as Matt Berry for the rest of this episode. No, I'm not going to actually do that. But
and I'm tossing this out to the entire audience. So there's a specific song out there called Hi Ren by the artist Ren. If any of you catch me listening to that after this weekend,
Oh wow, the video just looks
because
depressing.
it's that's going to be a red flag for my.
How would they do that? Do you have like a shared like do you have like a public Spotify thing or something?
No, he just listens to music loudly enough you can hear it in Florida.
Yeah.
I listen to all kinds of shit, and I'm like, I've never once thought of like, has anyone caught me listening to this?
Well, no, because there's been times when I've like gone down some rabbit holes, and like Rimshee has called me out and been like, "Are you listening to a lot of Bo Burnham?" I'm like, "Fuck, you got me." It's not.
Oh, it does a quick like Sherlock Holmes psychoanalysis. Like, you've been listening to Bo Burnham, and you happen to cry when you poop, don't you? How did you know?
Yeah.
Well, it has a little to do with the fact that he likes to cry.
Yeah, I think
I don't know where to go with that. I
was wondering if you were
cathartic.
but I was wondering if you were talking about like Jables or Bo Burnham. In neither sense, I'm like, that tracks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I'd come up with something and it just didn't come.
See, Jables, you just got compared to Bo. Jables, hang on. Relish this moment. Two of us have just like, compared you to Bo Burnham in a way in which you came out as equals. Pretty good.
I don't think that's what happened at all. Like this.
You both like to cry sometimes.
Yeah, okay.
No, you have that in common. Look, it's like it's like finding out your favorite food is something that I don't know.
It makes you shit rainbows.
Yeah, it's like Robert Downey Jr. enjoys salads? I enjoy salads!
Yeah, I cry sometimes and I care about mental health. Fuck you guys.
No, it's fine.
You're gonna cry about it?
Listen, Bo Burnham is taking...
Yeah, I'm gonna cry about it, you bitch.
No, but bringing it back.
Do it in your own
Burnham has
cry
actually
corner.
turned his mental illness into a career, and that's basically what every artist and comedian does in general. But
yeah, and I've done nothing with my mental illness.
I know that's because you keep trying to work a job as though you think like, oh my god, I gotta participate in the United States. No, you don't. I mean,
doesn't have to, but being homeless isn't fun.
Yeah, so what? I should create a one-man show and just like fucking.
No, you need to go in and you tell your boss, listen, I need to take my private, quiet workspace that I live in for the time that I'm here, and I need to start like live streaming Starfield content because that's hot right now, and I can make so much money. And the boss will be like, whoa, you want to diversify the company? Like, no, I need you to let me use this room while I'm on shift to play this game online. And then this is the future of the economy. Like, fuck knowing how to build a house or fix a car or any of that shit. What you need to know how to do is either have tits or play video games.
It usually helps if you're doing both.
I don't know how to do either, but I am good at cross-dressing.
Exactly. You could be like you could play into that ugly night. No, you could play. I'm just imagining Jables. I'm seeing it.
You could be the next Bailey J.
I was gonna say he could actually revive. No, he could do
Bailey J.
No, you could do it. You could do a throwback. You could do a nostalgia thing. You could actually like really doll yourself up and look like a 19th century prostitute. And
my hair is really long right now, and it's super curly.
Listen to this idea just growing and forming as we're parsing over. Look at this, Jables. Like we've figured out
people are gonna be able to masturbate to this. This is pretty fucking hot. I'm not gonna lie right now.
You know what? We didn't get student loan forgiveness, but we did get the ingenuity to figure out that we didn't need to turn Jables into a 19th century prostitute with an OnlyFans. And
I have the clothes, so it's not.
I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. This is I'm seeing a real path forward here for you.
Honestly, I think the most surprising part of that is he hasn't shared pictures of him in the clothes.
Actually, you know what, Jables, next time
I haven't shared pictures because I don't want people to download I have gone on camera in the clothes.
I want you to hit up.
Wait. What clothes, Jables?
Why are you that interested?
Which clothes?
Wow.
I've been on camera naked. I've been on camera in drag. I've been on camera in lingerie. I don't know.
And this is what you need to do. You need to go hit up an open mic somewhere downtown where a bunch of people will be, and then just switch into like a nightie, and go up and
just
be like, "Yo, remember any
wearing only a sock."
Open mics are rough in Seattle. It's not.
Yeah, but are they gonna?
Considering some of the jokes you tell, Jables, I don't think it'd go down well in.
That's why I'm saying he needs to. No, that's why I'm saying he needs to go down there, sign up, and then switch into a nightie and doll himself up. Like, just go out there looking fabulous, as fabulous as you can. Actually, no, not fabulous. Look, disheveled and homeless, because that speaks to that demographic, right? Like, you know, because everyone wants to, especially in Seattle.
There are unhoused neighbors.
Yeah, exactly. So you show up looking like a homeless drag queen, and then you tell your jokes, and then suddenly your jokes aren't so bad because people just feel sorry for you.
Even when I tell my jokes, they're little.
They're a little edgy.
Oh, you're a little spicy?
A lot of people don't respect them.
Yeah, Brendan Schaubing it up there? What are you doing? Come on.
Like, some of the jokes Jables has told me have made me do the hiss.
Yeah, Yeah, I've made Burb cringe,
like,
and
well,
Burb
listen,
funny,
but kinda. I wouldn't tell that to anybody else.
I'll just say with Donovan dead now, there is an opening for like a crippled comedian. So if you want to just, I don't know, jump.
Jables, I'll be up there with
traffic.
a bat. Don't worry.
There we go. Yeah. And it can be surgical too. It's like, you know, like you take a little marker and you like mark the vertebrae you're gonna smash with this baseball bat. Be like, all right, I'm gonna do it right here.
Yeah.
Lean over this yoga table.
She will cripple me on stage.
And then you can tell whatever jokes you want.
I'll be the new Donovan. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we nailed it. We figured it out. We
pizza.
figured out my path to success.
I just actually, you know, I don't know, it's weird, but I actually just got an email from LinkedIn saying Disney wants to hire me.
What?
As what?
LinkedIn emails are wild sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Wild ass email there.
I get emails
Nick,
for like
you obviously
C-level
didn't
positions.
listen to our show when we shit on Donovan after he died. So it's like...
Why couldn't it? I mean, like, of all of the fucking online friends I've had, why not Bunty King? I'd have feigned sympathy there. I mean, but
yeah,
Donovan,
but you can't feign sympathy for Donovan. He's a little piece of shit, and he died 30 years too late. They gave him 6 months to live. He died 30 years and 6 months after he was born.
I mean, no, it's weird because like I'm honestly kind of reminded of Hunter Thompson in a way, and only in that, like, when I read Thompson's suicide note, like, you realize like there was no other way that guy was gonna go out, right? But then with Donovan, he, you know, I remember like he did a couple open mics, and then he got Stanhope's attention. And he opened for him in Chicago. And then after that, he was playing gigs. Like, he was a gigging comedian. And
well, he was playing gigs. And then after that, he got a show on the Kumia Network.
yeah, he was working with Gavin
McGinnis.
Gavin McGinnis, yeah. Yeah. And
yeah.
no, I mean, he was like living the dream that he honestly never
fucking pizza like a little bitch.
But I remember talking to him too, and like, you know, in terms of like humility, and it's the kind of thing where, like, I remember when I got my first invite gig, like, I was like, what the fuck? This happens to other people. This doesn't happen to me. And he was fucking on his goddamn way. Like, if dude hadn't died, right, there'd have been a career there until, like, his illness took him.
Yeah.
but it's just like he choked on.
Had to go and choke him for pizza.
He did have a career for life, so.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got to write him into a novel. I will say though, like, part of me does wish I went with the AI, like, deep fake voice, because there's enough material out there to just you feed it to an AI and like, all right, well, then this person will say whatever you write. I just couldn't help but think, like, yeah, the family's.
No, I used to.
If I did that, like, I'm like, the family will probably be upset that I didn't ask them.
Yeah, I used to run jokes by him, and he would run them by me too, and it was. Yeah, I thought that was very sweet of him to do. There's a couple jokes that I share with him. He's like, "Don't do those." That's.
I am. You know what? I guess we can say though, I am glad he didn't get sucked up into the Kill Tony world.
Into the Kill Tony world?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, like Michael Lehrer.
Yeah, or fucking Hans Kim or any of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not even a Hans.
Yeah, Michael Laird died, so fucking Tony would just be like, "Oh my god, I've got a cripple. I've got a dying cripple.
I've got a cripple.
Let's do a podcast."
Michael Laird opted to kill himself, so it's not like.
Yeah, well, I mean,
he just died.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what I'm saying is like Donovan choked on pizza as opposed to actually like getting into the Kill Tony verse and then killing himself because of that. See?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but there's so many people like Kim Congdon came out of the Kill Tony universe. She's fucking killing it right now.
It's a good comedy podcast. It's just, I don't know. I fell off after he got way up his own ass. You know,
No, once he moved to Austin and he just started having like this generic band, that wasn't the Kill Tony band. That's when I dropped off, because the Kill Tony band was a major part of the podcast.
Yeah, what was the band leader?
Jeremiah Watkins, Joel
Yeah.
Jimenez.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Watkins specifically, like, you know, like it kind of seemed like that was his bit, and so you had this, you know, it was nice because it was structured like a show. You would have this part, and then the band would be this weird character on the side, seeming like just doing improv, and and then it just turned into, I can't talk about Asians, so let's get our next comic up. Like, you know, yeah. If they'd have wheeled Donovan out there, it would have been great. It would have like revitalized the show, in my eyes at least. But
it would have been hilarious. But yeah. Rest in peace, Donnie. You're a fucking piece of shit. Nobody loved you. And you're a fucking faggot. Oops. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
Jesus, Jables.
You just really don't give a fuck about your channel anymore, do you?
Yeah. This is why I usually try and keep a leash on him, but
I'm allowed to say it. I'm gonna have to.
On Kick.
Speaking
not on Twitch.
In Minecraft.
Oh god.
We're a small enough channel on Twitch that I can still say it, and we're fine.
The sir has arrived.
Anyway,
Hey,
speaking
sir.
of death, any rumors about mine are greatly exaggerated.
Yo. Just avoid the pizza.
Damn, you still alive?
Avoid the pizza.
Nah, just through a combination of sickness and overuse, got laryngitis. Not fully recovered, so I'm not going to be sticking around for very long.
I hope you feel better soon.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Drink mint tea.
Barr in the chat. I know what you're doing. I hate you for doing what you're doing.
Well, okay.
But yeah, I just wanted to drop in briefly and mainly say hello to Nick. It's been too
Hey, homie.
Hope everything's working out for you.
Yeah. Well, so it goes.
So it goes indeed.
Oh, we got a skull in chat too.
Oh my goodness.
Skulls.
Pretty convenient that you
I
motherfuckers.
say Nick shows up and then everybody else shows up. Look at that.
Well,
How does that
I was
work?
getting ready to say, it seems like nobody was typing in the chat until I popped in.
Look at that.
I mean, Barr was hazing Jables from the stand. So.
Well, that's just Barr.
Yeah, That's just the relationship I
Yeah,
have.
well, it wasn't a complaint. It was more of a, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
So I did something stupid.
All right.
You know how
It's
much
not that stupid, but it's kind of just some will say it's a waste of money, and I can't say I disagree, but I absolutely enjoy this purchase. You know those sleeping bags they sell online where it's in the shape of a person?
Oh, the body bag.
What?
Yeah. I've seen
Where
those before.
It's got 2 legs and 2 arms, and it's a sleeping bag. I got one.
So you just walking around the house looking like
Yeah,
Michelin Man?
Yeah, I was
Not
wondering.
right
It's like,
now.
is this like a sleeping bag onesie?
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
a sleeping bag onesie. It's fucking
Yeah,
not
or you know
American made. It's not quality made, but it's good enough.
what was that
But
I was
what
saying
makes it
before?
nice
That
is I
like
can
the
stay
world doesn't
warm.
produce adults anymore.
Well, it's nice because I can stay warm sitting on the couch or at my computer chair, and oh no, the kid needs me for one reason or another. I don't have to take time getting out of the sleeping bag.
Got to look after your kids while wearing the tactical onesie.
Yeah. Now all you have to do is combine it.
I fucking hate that you're doing that. I don't know why. But
You should pair it with a pair of Crocs.
like, I
No.
want to trip you while you're wearing that.
Before I go, Rimshee, what you need to do is you need to combine that with your ghillie suit, and that's your Arctic squirrel hunting gear.
There we go.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, now we're talking. Now we're
Sir,
talking.
you got a point.
My wife is gonna hate you for giving me ideas.
I don't.
I want your wife to take a picture of you doing that. I just want that for me. I want to set it as the background on my PC, just to just for a little giggle for me when I turn my computer on. Just be like, oh, hey, yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'd say honestly, though,
You know,
too,
the best
bro,
part
like,
about that?
you bought a sleeping bag suit, and the whole fucking world's heating up. So you're gonna lose some shit on that investment. I'm gonna say.
The best part
We'll find
about
out.
wearing the ghillie suit over it is that the pattern of this thing is camouflage.
Excellent.
So it is a tactical onesie then.
Yep. Tactical onesie.
I know you have a ghillie suit.
Did you buy it
No
from Temu?
shit, I
Please.
wore one.
Tell me you bought it. Tell me you bought it off of Temu, because like I want to know that all of that annoying marketing they paid for is
No,
paying
it's
off
just a
somehow.
Marine that was also a marksman, and it's not.
Anyway, I love you fuckers. I'm getting out of here for now.
All right,
I'll be
have a
back
good
next
All
week.
right.
Mahalo.
Till
See,
that's
also,
the-
yeah, no, I mean, the thing is, like, when you know, Marines, like, they also adore baby wipes, because they're usually in Iraq. Like, oh my god, I can wipe my ass with something that doesn't feel like sandpaper, because it's actually sandpaper.
No,
You know,
Rimshee was a pilot.
What government issue single?
I was not a
Well,
pilot. I wasn't
you were
trying to kill the
almost
guys
a
in the
pilot.
back. I was a crew
Mhm.
chief.
Almost a pilot.
That was
But,
pretty chief. I was the guy who had to tell them when they were gonna die
Yeah.
because of the pilot.
Yep.
All right, the pilot fucked up. We're going down. Don't bother parachuting. We're too low. Fuck it.
Well, how
Well, a
Rimshee
common
got
saying
out
in
of
training
service
was,
'cause he
"You're
fell
just
off-
here to babysit the pilots."
Rimshee fell off a plane. That's how he got out of service.
Off of a plane, so that presumes that he was standing atop it, and then he fell off of it. So was it in the
How
air
far did you-
or on the ground?
How far did you fall again, Rimshee?
You know what?
Well,
Rimshee,
there was
don't
a
answer
1
that
and a
question.
5 in the number.
15 inches?
He fell
No, it
off
was
the
a
wing.
15-foot fall. It was a 15-foot fall, and no, I did not fall off the wing. The wing was below me when I fell.
Oh, so you were standing on top of the plane, the fuselage.
I was on top of the nacelle.
I was going to say, that sounds like you were on top of the rotors if you're on and off.
And it just took in the whole plane.
No, the rotors would have been 20 feet. Like 17, 19 feet, something like that.
This is something he hasn't told you, but this is like actual, like, you know, like true aviation military lore, is that aircraft are like cats. So, like, you can, like, be on them and working on them, but if they, like, have had enough, they'll just take off into the sky and just dump you off on, like, the tarmac. And that's what happened to Rimshee, is,
Not far off.
He basically scratched Kitty's belly too long. And that's...
What?
Yeah,
also,
and that's what happened.
The fact, Rimshee, we've been doing this show so many years. And nobody else involved actually knows this story. What the fuck is going on? Like,
no, he was up there, like, he was with a, he had a ratchet, he had a torque wrench and everything, and he was just up there getting the job done, fixing up the plane, and
it wasn't a torque wrench, it was one of those old style speed drives. Where it's just
had a speed
it's a
drill.
rod of metal that has an offset on it so that you can spin it real quick.
Yeah, he basically was spinning and he was drilling into this jet. Because the military
is old school, no power tools.
And this jet just...
So they give you like a military tire iron or something?
It wasn't having it, basically. The plane just wasn't having it. He was up there trying to fuck around like a human being in an engine. And the jet was like, nope, and it just took off, and it dumped him off on the tarmac from 15 to 20 feet. And he sustained himself a head injury. And because of that, the deficit is just out of control. We're spending too much on veterans. We need to stop. And yeah, that's how all of that came to be.
To be clear, I did not sustain a head injury.
Well, that's because you were wearing a helmet. But
no, it's because I landed on my feet.
Yeah, and you sustained serious foot injuries, which, like, and everybody knows how energy works. It went all the way up through your skeleton and fucked your head up, and now you're doing this show. And the government...
you are right. It wasn't until after I fell that I became
I'm saying the
James.
government... I'm just trying to say the government owes you money. You can go to court. Federal court, which is where the government lives.
I think there's a waiver that you could have to sign when you join the military. That
listen, you and your accent have nothing to say about the VA and how we can get serious money if you just sign up. Listen, I need you to sign five people up.
You declared independence from your country.
Whoa,
exactly.
Shut the fuck up about how we handle our shit.
So if I want to get Rimshee, if I want to get this clearly disabled veteran to sign up to this program, and he can get a settlement, but for every five people, for every 5 people he signs up, he gets residual income. Now, there's a seminar going on at the Hyatt that I think you'd really like.
Yeah, I see where this is going.
Come on, hit me with the MLM pyramid scheme.
No, that's. I think that's actually the future of veterans healthcare. It's the most American thing we could do.
You know, the worst part is, I wouldn't be surprised. Based on how the VA is going, that actually sounds like an improvement.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that chat right now, and it's like. Then Bear's like, holy crap, it's Nick. And I'm late. And then everybody else is just calling it a madhouse.
That's, I think, the future of insurance in general, though.
Like, I mean, isn't that how insurance works as it is?
Yeah, it's going to be hard to
get your buddies to sign up, and hopefully if you get hurt, we might pay out.
Well, I mean, it's still the law that every full-time employee needs to be given benefits. So every business just staffs itself with like a bunch of part-time employees. So it's like, all right, well, Yeah, no, we've got a really great retirement and health plan. And for every other employee you get signed up, you get better benefits. Like, oh, did you have a heart attack? Well, you signed up 5 people. So we'll take your heart out of your chest and keep it working and keep your body on ice until you can sign up 5 more.
I already see the problem though.
Yeah, you trust the government.
No,
yeah.
this isn't government. I'm talking private sector because there's nothing more private sector than like a multi-level marketing.
You're thinking like Walmart's health plan.
You don't get dental till you sign 2 more people up.
Actually, God damn, that sounded like one of the call centers I used to work in. Like they actually used to pull that shit with the health plan.
That's a modern Glenn Ross. It's like,
Yeah.
well, the best salesman of the month gets healthcare.
Oh jeez. It's depressing to think about that because you just know it will happen eventually.
ABC, always be closing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what Louis J. Gomez says. So.
What?
Excuse me.
Sorry. Nick and I are the only people that know who Louis J. Gomez is.
To be fair, I've been missing a lot of context already for what you guys have been talking about.
It also doesn't help that I picked that time to go check on my son.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, Barr knows who Louis J. Gomez is. Also. God. Damn. All right. Should we all kill ourselves in unison?
No. One of us has to remain
go get the
behind to
Kool-Aid.
spread the message.
Well, one of us has to stay behind to stop the stream, for sure.
Yeah, I guess that's
you can
me.
if you're running it on OBS, you can just stick it on a timer.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can?
Yeah, actually. Let's see. If you're using just standard OBS,
Yeah, I haven't seen a timer on OBS.
click
yeah.
What you're
Tools,
talking about.
and it'll have an output timer option. That will tell the stream when to end automatically.
Ah.
It's how I do my 3D printer streams. Printing and then tell it to cut out like several hours later when nobody's actually watching or some shit.
I have
Oh,
streamed
look at
4
that.
hours.
Look at that, Nick. Barr wants you to reach a nice ripe 90-something.
God damn it! Why?
Yeah, I don't know either. Barr, you're a cruel being.
Yes.
I think
This
you
world
just
is
answered
not
your own
meant-
question, Jables.
The world is not meant for us.
Yeah.
The Spanish have a weird way of insulting people. That's all I can remember.
No, did any of you watch the? Did any of you watch the video that I sent you about like how?
No,
therapy
it's
is
on my
suited
watch
for
list.
for males. Like,
No.
Is this the video you sent me earlier?
Yeah.
Going to watch it, dude. Sorry.
All right. Nobody watched it. Cool.
Nope.
I was playing genital jousting, man. I can't give up cock and butthole for a depressing video.
It's like a 15-minute
Maybe you
video.
can't.
It's nothing.
I was playing genital jousting. What can I do?
You could have had it on the
I
background.
love how
It's
you just
mostly
put that up.
audio.
You just put that up as such a defense too. Like, listen, I was doing more important
God
things.
damn it, kiddo!
Genital jousting.
Yeah, pretty much. That sounds way more important than men's mental health.
Yeah.
Who cares about men, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, why isn't therapy suited for men? Yeah. That's a totally not important topic that nobody should ever fucking talk about.
Listen, man. I know therapy doesn't work. It doesn't matter what gender you are. It's all crap. At least for me, anyway.
I don't necessarily disagree with you. I don't think therapy is for everybody. But
I think it's helpful. I mean, I you know, it's like if you own.
I think there's a lot of therapy related stuff that you can learn that you don't need to go to therapy for.
Well, a lot of it is actually just like having somebody who's like trained to rephrase things for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's, you know, I found it helpful. I mean, I got back into therapy yesterday, and my therapist is younger than I am, which is kind of fucking with me. Like, oh yeah, like, oh well, yeah.
I've literally had a therapist though tell me, "You know this. Why are you taking therapy?" I'm like,
to be fair, that sounds like she just called you out on your bullshit.
Yeah,
which is kind of what.
That's what the job is.
That's kind of what therapists try to do.
Yeah, no. I mean, people get fucked up because they think, like, you know, like, oh, you know, I got into therapy, so like someone's gonna give me answers. Like, no, they're not gonna give you answers. It's they're like trained to guide a conversation in a way that you have to examine your own shit.
Yeah.
Therapy's not about giving you answers. Therapy's about.
It also depends on the kind of therapy, though.
Therapy's about guiding yourself into a certain direction so that you are better to yourself. It's not about finding answers.
Therapy's all about the tools.
So
I fucking hate that you just said that. But it's true. What you just said is true, but it's
learning. It's learning coping strategies, and that's great for those that it works for.
Yeah.
I mean, my main problem with therapy is everyone I go to, they end up crying. Like, you know, when they do that whole, so tell me about yourself, and they try and do the whole, go through your, like, what we call here a formulation. So they go through, you know, what are the major points in your life that have affected you and shit like that.
Yeah.
So when I start going through that shit, I get to about age 5, and at that point, it's like, are you crying? I'm the patient here. You're the therapist. Why are you crying? I can't see you anymore.
Yeah, it's harsh.
Because it's like, you shouldn't be, like, for example, for me, it was trauma counseling. It's like, right, if my shit's so bad enough that it's making you cry and you work in this environment professionally, then you don't need to work here.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of times
it means one of two things. Either your shit's that fucked up, or they don't belong there.
That's the thing for me. I know for me, it's a bit of column A and a bit of column B.
Yeah.
It's like my shit is fucked.
When I've been going to therapy, the few times that I have done it, it's been a lot of the therapists being like, "Oh, you know why you're fucked up. You're just looking at me to, like, reinforce you."
That's counselor. That's
That is the case. A lot of therapists,
huh?
Or a lot of it is the case with a lot of patients, is they look to therapists to fix their shit. It's not like that.
Yeah, I'm not looking to be fixed.
But it's the same with medication too.
A lot of times it's just been
That's what you have a psychiatrist for.
Am I wrong in my thoughts? Is essentially what I was doing when I was going to therapists.
And that is
a lot of times I wasn't wrong.
Well, that's what a lot of therapy is. It's literally coping skills and bouncing ideas off a wall. That's literally all therapy should be. Yeah. Anything more serious, you need a psychiatrist.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with that.
Oh, hey, Skupp.
Hello. I have to add another name. Oh man, I made a mistake.
Oh?
I closed the hands on the sleeping bag. Oh, that was kind of a pain in the ass to get my hands back out.
Yeah, don't do that.
Wait, do they not use the push studs? Is it zips on the hand?
It's zippers. Like I said, it's a cheap piece of shit, but it's pretty warm, actually.
I don't know. I'd rip out that zipper and put press studs in.
Yeah. The other thing too to look at is it really that cold where Rimshee is?
It's not.
In winter, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I
but-
mean,
I mean, it's 91 here where Skupper lives.
It's not
There's
that
a thing,
cold
like-
right now. It's like, you know what? Give me a moment. I'm gonna go check.
no, I mean, this is the thing. Like with Rimshee's setup, he could actually make himself an urban ghillie suit and make himself look like discarded homeless trash. Got sleeping bag parts. You got newspapers, old tin cans stuck together to his suit.
Yeah, like if that's what you do, and it's all stuck together, and you just sit in a windowsill with a sniper rifle, and you take people out as they try to get close to your homestead.
Well,
Yeah,
fuck,
just-
I also
know,
don't-
Slow down. Slow down.
There's
I don't
also
know.
no
We
reason for
definitely
me
don't
to
do
do the
that.
urban ghillie
We've
suit.
never
I'm out in
even
the
thought
woods.
about doing things like that. That's not a thing.
Well,
I mean, you don't have to,
on
you
that
have to keep
on
them
that
away from your
note,
own city. Go hunting.
well, on that note, I'm actually going to slip off silently myself now. I'm gonna go to sleep. So I have been fading for like the last 10 minutes. So it was
Yeah,
good to
have a
talk
good
to all
one.
you guys.
Have a good one.
Nice to
Nick.
see you again, Nick.
Thanks for popping in.
well, man.
Yeah, I'll be around more often.
Well- It was nice. It was nice hearing from you. It's been a minute.
Yeah, I'll be around more often.
Good.
All right, mahalo.
Mahalo. Hope that-
So this
All right,
topic
now
of
that he's
discussion
gone,
went
what
somewhere
a
dark.
fucking idiot he is. Jesus.
Is that the real reason you had him
Gee.
on, to make fun of him?
No, he just responded to me, and I was like, it would be nice to do a show with him again. Because I haven't done a show with him in 2 years.
I
How are
say,
you?
as dumb as this sleeping bag thing is, if it was done by North Face or one of the other prominent sleeping bag companies, it might actually be worth something.
I think they
Yeah.
do make a premium brand version of it.
You know who makes them is Xped.
Yeah, REI probably has a pretty good version of it.
They might, but I know Xped definitely makes a good one. I've seen it. It's down, but it's waterproof down. So if it gets wet, it still keeps you warm.
Alright.
Very nice. Fancy.
Yes.
I can send you my REI member code if you want to get
I
one
have
of
a
them
member
to
code.
them. Yeah. Alright.
I'll be bringing this out when I go, winter camping out in a place that actually gets below freezing. This is not the only sleeping bag I'm bringing out, mind you. Fuck that. If this thing doesn't work, I've got my backup ready.
Yep.
But I at least want to give it a shot.
Please just be solar winds. Thank you. Alert checksum 101 is critical. Fuck. All right.
Oh god, you're working with solar winds?
Yeah.
Have fun.
Thank.
Why do the four of us know so much about camping gear
I mean,
This
you guys
shouldn't
might.
be
I
a
don't know a
thing
damn thing
that
about it.
exists?
You know a lot about sleeping bags, Eurobirb. Maybe not the kind
I
we're
know-
talking about, but...
Hey, no. I mean, I survived for 6 months on the streets. I guess stuffing your shirt with newspapers could count as a sleeping bag.
Yeah. I stuffed my bra with newspapers so I look extra sexy.
I do that with
Not
my
quite what I was
codpiece.
going for, but okay.
No, when I was homeless in Portland, I definitely crumpled some newspaper into my shirt.
Like you get like some newspaper, a trash bag, you're set.
Yeah.
Like two trash bags if you're feeling fancy and want an inside layer.
2 trash bags if you're lucky.
Oh
Yeah, bags if you're lucky and you can find 2. That's true. Yeah, being homeless must really, really, really suck.
Yes, it does.
It does.
Yeah, well.
Fortunately for me, I was very charismatic, so I was able to couch surf.
I've never, but I've done some nice things for some homeless people.
Yeah.
See, that's one place mental health doesn't get taken seriously enough in, is the mental, like the homeless population.
Homeless, yeah, absolutely. I think if mental health attention, they probably wouldn't be homeless.
Well,
yeah,
I'll say this.
Well, no, that's
Reagan,
something that we talked about the other week. Was
Reagan had it wrong. He had the right intent. He had the wrong method.
Yeah.
What was that? What did he do?
We need to bring back asylums, and I'm totally okay with that.
I'm totally okay with that. Some people
it's just they've got to have better oversight and better conditions.
Yeah,
you can't just close down mental health institutions and let people out into the great wide world on their own with no support.
Vivek Ramaswamy, who's running right now, I totally agree with this stance on mental asylums. I disagree with most of his other views. But when it comes to mental asylums, we need to bring those back. It will
employ millions of people. It'll stimulate.
It'll get a lot of people off the streets.
It'll get a lot of people off the streets.
And it will give us it will give us a clearer idea of what we need to focus on to solve the homelessness.
Yes, exactly. Which is mental health.
But on the flip side of that, you can't force people to get help if they don't want it, and that even if you do institute policy of take homeless people back into institutions, especially if they're mentally ill, you're still going to look at a lot of resistance in terms of treatment.
No, I think we can force people into mental institutions.
Yeah, I'm with Jay.
I mean, you could.
I
just leads to
don't
recidivism.
necessarily. I'm in a weird point where I don't think it's necessarily right, but if you're out on the streets and you're battling mental illness, I think you need to go through some treatment and tread it. Those facilities to work on getting you better
are good, yeah.
Or you might be in there forever. But the main focus needs to be on getting you better.
Yeah, getting you better.
Even if you're there forever, getting you better than you were yesterday should be the focus.
Let me say it this way. If it takes 100 years or it takes 2 years, that's not important. The focus of these is trying new things to get people better. And I'm not saying
if it takes 100 days or 100 years, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I don't disagree.
Can I speak? I'm sorry. I want to.
No. Go ahead.
No, we're just trying to talk over you. It's fine.
The best thing that ever happened to me was inpatient therapy.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, same here. It's
the cocktail of drugs that work on my head that keep me sane and safe and able to function in society. And mental health isn't my fault, but it's my responsibility to maintain it. So I maintain it with the drugs that they give me. And you know what? I'm feeling really all right at this point in my life. I feel normal again, and it's been a long time since I felt normal.
Yeah,
glad to hear that.
It's been about 3 years since I was tossed in a hospital.
Yeah,
I just got I needed that reset. Oh
yeah. It is a beautiful thing when it happens, and it's done right.
Yeah. Shout out Dr. Larson.
That's where, you can take people by force and put them in institutions like that. And By no means do I think you're incorrect in the whole people should be at least given the choice or the chance to get that help. But if you force someone into treatment, it can just lead to doubling down. Now, it doesn't mean they're going to get any better on the street. And Barr's right in the chat. It does beat dying on the street.
Mm-hmm.
It's just.
But you're thinking about
is...
them getting better overall to a point where they're good. Sometimes the only way you can help them is to get them out of the public eye, even if that doesn't actually help them.
Yeah. Like, the truth of the matter is, I respect people's freedoms, but at what point is somebody so far gone? I mean, and there could be multiple reasons, too. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be drug addiction. It could be misuse of chemicals or a workforce injury or any use of any number of things that could happen to you to bring you to that point. Financial collapse, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. If you're there and you think there is the only place that's going to work for you in life and that's the only thing you can ever to aspire to be, then you need help. And yes, you should be fucking forced to be helped.
Yeah,
but like over here we have mandatory section.
No,
it's
Burb, I think I think you have your perspective is fine, but so like when I got forced into help, I was talking to Rimshee before that, and then when it actually happened,
it was like a switch.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't. It was
suddenly
like,
I'm getting a call from his sister.
Yeah. And I've never asked Rimshee's perspective on this, but Rimshee, if you want to tell it now, that I guess that would be a good time. But
I mean, looking back now, there were warning signs that I would not have recognized and did not recognize at the time because I didn't know that's what they were.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know, and you recognize them too now, so when you see them, you talk to me and try and get me to bring you out of it, help you bring you out of it.
Yeah, I tell you, like, hey, this is a problem. Might be a thing. Just so you know.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
But at the time, neither of us recognized that those signs were what they were.
No.
At best, it was like, that's
problems.
kind of weird. That's kind of weird. That doesn't seem like him. And then all of a sudden, I'm getting a call from his sister, and it was fucking weird. It was, all of a sudden, I get a call from his sister, and now I'm concerned. What the fuck happened to my friend?
Yeah, it was me being put into a hospital.
Yeah, what the fuck happened to one of my best friends? I hope this is not the bad news that immediately pops to my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's never a good thing when a family member calls you, a family member you've never talked to calls you.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So that was definitely not fun. But it was literally just, I think over the course of 4 days, I spoke to him, and then shit was going on, so him and I didn't get a chance to talk. And 4 days later, all of a sudden, I'm getting that call. It was literally a switch just flipped, and the involuntary commitment. Well, his was officially voluntary. It turned into voluntary. But, involuntary commitment was probably the best thing that could have happened to him. But he basically just went to a hospital. He didn't go to a specialized facility just for shit like that. He didn't go to a place that would be taking care of him for... Well, I mean, I think you did, but it was a little different.
No, I went to an emergency mental health care facility.
Yeah. But it was a short-term facility. It was for like a couple months, not, oh, this person needs some serious help.
No, it's very emergency. They didn't even have working bathrooms. It was a bad spot.
That's where I went first too. One of those. There was like people lined up along the walls in plastic beds, and they were like begging them for more. What was it? Fucking Aldol and
well, I
for drug addicts, and then they were trying to sort out the drug addicts from the people with legit mental issues because they're two different things.
Well, my first night in that facility, I remember it very vividly. It was just chong, chong, chong. That was the opening and closing of the nurses' doors while somebody was screaming all fucking night. And it was hard. It was rough.
Yeah.
This is a rough topic, so I had to go walk in and look at my son to put a smile back on my face.
By the way, what did I miss when my internet died?
You missed a solid explanation.
Sorry.
You missed. I think you missed Rimshee explaining when my sister called him to be like, "Hey, Jables is gonna be locked in a mental institution."
That call. Yeah, I've had it from.
Yeah, and that was the best
friend of mine recently,
possible situation there. Well, no, not best. The best would have been, oh, we're throwing a surprise party and would like you to come. Unfortunately, that was not the case.
Yeah.
It was the best possible outcome considering the circumstances.
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it saved my life. White, and I think Jables is saying the same thing. So whether or not people want to get help, because they could be so far gone in their own delusion that they don't want to seek help, or they're not even thinking about seeking help.
Well,
right?
I
get where you're coming
also got a little fucked over because the first place that I went to, when I got transferred to another place, I was talking to somebody that used to work at that first place, and he was like, "Oh, you were there for that long? If you weren't fucked up before, you're gonna be fucked up now." That's what he literally said to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of. I think our synapses. I think our synapsis of our fucking stays is very similar then.
Yeah. Also, Y2K, thanks for the tier 1 sub.
I'm not trying to steal the show or anything. I just
No, it's.
I appreciate your take on it. Sorry, Jables, go ahead. I mean, I was just saying, I appreciate other people's views. My experience with the mental health system has been nothing but negative, so I appreciate other people's take on it.
Well,
I mean, my wife deals with depression and anxiety all the time.
And I think it's going to be very hard for you to meet someone who's at least a friend or a family hasn't had to deal with severe issues in some form.
Yeah, if they themselves haven't dealt with severe mental issues, they have a sibling, a parent, a friend, anyone in their life. At least one of them does. Whether they know it or not, but I guarantee you they probably know of at least one.
Like people mentioned substance abuse a little bit ago. It's like if you guys want to move forward in terms of turning the problem about seeing people with addictions as a healthcare issue, you're going to need the logistics of rehab and mental health facilities in place to help them. And these facilities are going to be somewhat flexible in their duties because there's the detoxing and recovery part, but there's also like sometimes like associated sequels to long-term exposure and abuse of substances that leaves mental health issues. And
Yes.
Yeah, but there's
it's a part of it
okay,
too.
so this
and,
is where I'm gonna battle with you a little bit.
It's just I mean the fact that as you guys are mentioning the problems you've had in contact with facilities, it just reinforces the need for them to be better and more of them.
Yes, larger and better. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, like
It's I have substance.
That's why you
abuse
need more of
issues.
it. Yeah.
I have substance abuse issues, and
I'm a substance he abuses.
Oh my God, Rimshee, please stop bragging.
just straight gay, and that's
Yeah.
coming from a gay man. So I know.
No, I have substance abuse issues, and that's not wrong.
No, you need the best possible
but
help.
it is a problem that I face, and it's and it contributes to my mental health. It's not
in some cases it does is the direct cause. Like we have a problem here in Portugal right now. Speaking again because I have family that I've mentioned before in passing in law enforcement. The biggest problem we have right now is the synthetic drug epidemic.
Yeah, don't you have a big fentanyl?
We are
thing
having
going on
people
right now?
permanently fried, or having induced schizophrenia from
Yeah,
consuming
but you
those
guys did so well with the heroin epidemic.
Well, yeah, because in part, again, we realized it was not a legal issue. It was not a moral issue. It was a health issue. And part of it had to come from instituting, diverting part of our existing healthcare system into mental health and recovery facilities. And we surpassed that, and now we're fighting a different battle. And thank God these places are around.
Yeah.
Because if they were,
anyone who says legalization alone solves the issue does not understand the actual problem.
No, that's
legalization helps, but it cannot be your only point of correction.
Yes.
Yeah. Legalization just means you're not going to get thrown in jail if you get caught with it.
Yeah.
But using the taxation to fund the programs to get people off of the drugs.
Yes.
I prefer to think of it you can decriminalize use. But trafficking is still trafficking and it needs to be punished severely.
There we go.
That's different.
That's
it also depends on what you're talking about. Weed, that should just be legal. Something
that's
heroin.
That's a topic-to-topic conversation.
Yeah, when you want to get to specific drugs, in general, legalization or decriminalization are your best options. It depends on the drug, though, which one you go with.
Neither will work without the healthcare aspect to support these people with issues, with substance issues.
No, you can't legalize without the healthcare.
Legalize the drugs you legalize. You use the taxes from those to pay for
legalize, regulate, educate. It's always been my stance.
But that you use the taxes from the ones you legalize to help the medical the medical facilities, to fund the medical facilities for the ones you only decriminalize.
There we go. And while we say this, I'm gonna go take my pills.
Yeah, have fun.
Druggy.
No, seriously, even if I'm not even discussing the fact of should we let people do heroin? Right?
People are gonna do heroin.
I don't think you don't need to persecute or stigmatize the addicts themselves. Moral does not come into this, but you do need to keep the pressure on drug traffickers.
Yeah.
As you get a hand of your situation in your country, for a while, because that can always change. Understand? Nobody has a magical solution. That's a very dangerous kind of to bring it back. Reagan instituted the thing where, there's all these corruption and flagrant abuse of mental health patients in these asylums. People were outraged. He had to at least pretend to do something. I'm not a mind reader, and I'm not going to.
To
and
be
he
fair,
said, let's close these places down because they're horrific. and we're going to institute community care. Community care never
yeah,
happened.
Reagan chose to close the institutions as opposed to reforming them, and that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you want to get more nuanced, he closed them while promising a replacement that never materialized.
Yes. Community care.
And now we have massive.
Well, you're on the street now.
And the thing is, like, the same thing was repeated in several other Western countries, Britain and Canada being two of them.
Mm.
Yeah.
Where, like, you look at downtown Victoria, BC, and it's cockroached by mentally ill, usually substance abusing, homeless people because there's nowhere for them to go.
That's just up north of fucking Seattle.
It's just north of you, isn't it?
Where I see that happen. Like it.
Yeah. That's just tragic.
There's a
Absolutely
comedy
tragic.
club that has a great open mic, and I don't go to that open mic anymore because I'm worried about being fucking stabbed.
Oh, I thought you were worried about getting outstaged by some insane person.
No, because
especially once he's changed into his night dress. But in all seriousness,
I'm not
there
worried
has to
about
be
it.
the political will.
I got a tight 5.
There has to be a concerted political will to actually go through with all the big talk about we're going to implement the facilities, we're going to decriminalize that, legalize this, we're going to bump up funding for mental health. There actually has to be a political push behind it to get it actually through.
Oregon got screwed. The governor pretty much pocketed 300 something millions of the funds that were supposed to be used after they voted in for decriminalization, I guess, from consumption, and did nothing. So all you get is a bunch of junkies ODing on the street.
And the thing is,
but we need to provide a place for all these people on the street that
absolutely
are not mentally well.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a guy in my neighborhood.
Right.
His name is Alex. He cannot care for himself. Even during the summer. I live in a neighborhood that's like right on a river. So he could wash himself in the river. But he reeks of piss and shit.
Okay.
And when you
question here, Jay,
that's
can
a person.
You dox the homeless?
That's a person that needs to be taken care of.
Absolutely.
He can't take care of himself.
Yeah.
But he's not a bad person.
Nobody's saying that.
And not everybody who, just because you're mentally ill doesn't mean you're a bad person.
Yeah.
It feels like the way I said that had a butt to it, but it doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
But everyone who is a bad person is mentally ill.
Oh, you
not
bastard,
everyone that's mentally ill is a bad person.
Let's not bring the aspect of this into question here. Let's just talk about whether it should or shouldn't be done. Because
we're not.
I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah, we're all agreeing. Nobody's being partisan. Nobody's blaming the specific place. I brought up one.
It's all the Demopublicans' fault.
Yeah. One example of one governor that could have been any party, but it's specific because it was a lot of money for a specific situation, where it should have gone towards taking care of people with substance abuse problems, as was intended. And we also mentioned Reagan, who fucked up. So, equal opportunity
the thing is,
blaming here.
Well,
it's been going on for that long that you can't make it a partisan issue.
Yeah.
Because so many subsequent, governments of different parties have had the opportunity to fix it.
Because it's at the end of the day, most of the people on the streets is the people who don't have a support structure anymore, which means there aren't enough outraged people in their behalf to cause a backlash towards politicians. Because if there were, it'd be a different fucking tune.
Well, I don't know about the US, but if you're homeless here, then you don't get to vote because you don't live somewhere. So the politicians don't really have a.
They also don't have
no one to give a shit
for them, and it's not necessarily that like they can't be functioning members of society. They just need a
Absolutely
guidance and
Yep.
a push in the right direction. And they need some sort of
cases, like a
they
lot
just
of
need a
cases of
little.
homelessness.
They just need a
is-
little push. That's it.
And the
Is-
NIMBYism around these kind of places needs to be told to go fuck off.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't just shift the mental health problem to another county, another city, another state, another province, wherever. You know, you've got to deal with your own shit in house. You can't just go, well, it's all well and good, you know, offering these people treatment, but I don't want it near my house and my kids because, mentally ill people. It's like,
There's
I'm not
still
saying that is a literal argument, but you know what I mean. It's shit.
No, you'd be surprised.
wait.
You would be surprised.
Come on, there are plenty of properties that were specifically designed for this purpose that are sitting unused at this time.
Yes,
So,
we're talking
doesn't
about
surprise me.
reopening those, Scup.
Yep.
We're not.
You know what?
We're not.
I've got some. I don't think I've mentioned this before, but all right, real quick. My relation to this guy, he was my next door neighbor at the house I grew up at, but he was practically my surrogate grandfather because both my actual grandfathers passed away before I was born. So I'm just gonna call him Papa because that's what everyone calls him. And
Your local neighborhood grandpa.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
was very much like basically my grandpa.
Oh.
Not just like the local grandpa. No blood relation or anything like that, but he was my grandpa. The family you choose sort of thing. Well,
Yeah.
he used to
get
work at an asylum. He used to work at what was it? Agnew or can't remember what it was.
Oh, the one up in Daly City?
I think so.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I've seen that place.
Back when it was an insane asylum, and when it was a what was for the mentally handicapped.
Yeah, it was what do they call it? Not a purgatorium, a
Sanatorium.
Sanatorium. Yeah.
Sanatorium.
Thank you, sanatorium.
Yes, Bubba. Why you?
Sure some
He's
people
got so many stories.
Which was
He's got so many stories, though. A lot of them have to do with his antics. He probably belonged there, even though he worked there.
Oh boy, yeah.
yeah.
Like the time he dressed, he decided to goof off, and he dressed up as one of the old ladies, and he splashed some water on the skirt that he was wearing, and he went and laid out on the grass with them, and he was just relaxing, and then the security started walking by, so he had this moment of, oh shit, I'm gonna get caught, so he popped up and ran and hopped the fence while they're chasing him, got away. Got away, went back inside the building after taking everything off and sat down at his desk. Oh, good thing you're back. An old lady just escaped.
Yeah, really fit old lady. You should have seen her vault the fence, man.
Yeah.
It was great, but it was stories like that.
Fun. That's fun. I like that.
My only
I would
worry about
I would have liked him a lot.
Oh, you would have loved him.
Yeah. If I would have ever
You want
met
pirates,
him,
Booty
it's
Bubba?
like yeah.
That's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he
a
had
beautiful-
several like that.
That
Yeah,
brought it-
but I would. What a lot of people don't understand is like it's trans women and all men in this chat, but it's
Huh?
What?
have you guys ever heard of what's it called? It's like color blindness for emotions. It's fucking
Autism?
no, not quite.
Are you
But
referring to like
yes.
a lack of empathy, or are you talking more like
No, lack of empathy is
Apathy.
No,
absolutely.
it's called
Yeah.
alexithymia.
There it is. Okay,
That's a new
yeah.
one.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
a girl named.
Yeah, it's a concept that I just stumbled upon a few days ago. It's
Oh,
that
boy.
yeah, and a lot of men suffer from it because
Yeah, I'm not like
the therapist will ask you, how do you feel? I don't know. And that's what
Unless it's a really strong emotion, I don't know.
Oh, Jesus Christ, James, really?
Yeah, exactly. It's
I get where you're coming from with it.
It's like color blindness for emotions, so you don't know how to explain your feelings. And it's,
But is that because you are colorblind, indifferent, or whatever to emotion, or is that because you don't have the language to describe
what you're feeling?
It's more that you don't have the language.
Yeah, then I don't think the color blindness metaphor works there.
Yeah, so it's
no, I think the colorblind metaphor works because you don't
have the ability to explain what green is because you don't see it, for example.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
But
have you...
so I think the colorblind thing works until you learn what your emotions are. Once you learn what your emotions are, then I don't think the colorblind thing works. But because you don't know what your emotions are, I think the colorblind metaphor works.
You know, back in the day, we would have just called it stoicism.
No.
Yes.
Fuck all of you. Fuck all of you. Stoicism is a classical virtue.
Yeah, I believe.
All right, Sargon, whatever you say, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's not a classical virtue. It's.
No. People don't understand what stoicism is.
Yeah,
stoicism. No, I was making a joke, Barr. To be fair, I was making a joke. You're not wrong. Being having stoicism is a classic virtue, but this sounds like it could be mistaken for stoicism.
Yeah.
So, while I'm not wrong, obviously the intent someone would take away from my statement is that I'm saying, hey, they're identical, but in reality, it's all of this is this, but not all of this is that. All squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares, sort of situation.
An engine is a motor, but a motor is not an engine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
equating stoicism with the idea of like, oh, I'm just gonna suppress or ignore my emotions is like saying a guy who beats his wife is very freely showing his emotions.
No,
now saying the Jordan Peterson voice.
None of us have ever
said because you do a better voice than me, bro.
is suppressing your emotions.
I am not playing second fiddle to you.
Stoicism is not suppressing your emotions. It means that you feel something. It's a classical virtue.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thank you, Kermit.
You're very welcome.
I had a point to make and completely blown
Professor
away.
Kermit here.
Yeah.
I'm still trying.
Well, this is a comedy show overall.
I was still trying to follow what Jables was going about the emotional indifference thing.
Well, hold on. It's kind of like when you go to your tool belt for your WD-40 and it's not in there, so you go out to the truck to get some, and your whole box has been emptied.
That's not what we're talking about. I'm sorry, but like I have to discount that entire fucking statement.
Oh wow. Like, I will agree with you that, especially in this day and age, men are not taught to deal with their emotions. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. But they aren't.
And ignoring your shit is definitely not the same thing as handling your shit. We're all on the same page so far, right?
Yeah, ignoring your emotions is not stoicism.
Correct.
Controlling your emotions is stoicism.
Yes.
But not knowing and therefore not being able to describe or not being able to express your emotions could easily be misinterpreted as stoicism.
Not understanding your emotions is also not stoicism.
Correct.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It's not stoicism itself, but it could easily be mistaken for such.
Burying your emotions is not stoicism.
Doing what? Burying?
I'm not arguing, Jables.
Yes.
No. Yeah, Jables, he's not arguing with you, man. He's completely agreed with you.
It seems like that's what Barr wants to say. And
no,
so,
it's
like,
not.
I just want to be very clear.
That is
I want to be
what
very
I'm saying.
clear that burying your emotions is not stoicism.
Yes.
Emotion.
Not agreeing with that. The problem is also like not immediately pouring it out when everyone else feels you should is also not a huge fucking problem.
No, I think
that's the opposite accusation that you see all too often these days. That's why you start seeing stoicism being mischaracterized.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay, so we're all on the same page.
Yes. Everybody's on the same page. We're just violently agreeing with each other.
Yes.
No, I agree with you, Jables.
Yeah.
I agree more.
Damn it, we're in accordance. All right, fuck. We achieved synergy, and now we're at fucking something else. I don't know.
Yes, I am not a stoic. I like to pour my emotions
my god,
out
we're back to this shit again.
So
what?
Do we need to
completely lost track?
Do we need to bring up Socrates?
I mean, sure.
I
I too
don't
would
want-
like to
I don't
drink
wanna
fucking
bring up
poison right
Socrates.
now.
I'd drink
Oh,
poison.
Do we really need to bring up Satan's sex toys?
Oh,
But Bad Dragon?
yeah, okay. Yes, I.
Show me on the big dragon dildo where they touched you.
All right. So Barr. Yes, there's a form of stoicism that is highly linked to not showing the emotion but recognizing the emotion.
But that again, stoicism that allows you to recognize if maybe not express it. It isn't still like the emotional sort of illiteracy that you were describing earlier.
Yeah.
I think that's actually the better way to describe it. It's emotional illiteracy.
yeah.
Because you're not taught how to deal with it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's also a form of stoicism that I kind of take part in, where I describe my emotions and I really feel them, and I put them out there intellectually, and I think that's also a part of stoicism.
Oh my god. My husband yelling in the background, I'm sorry.
That's not very stoic.
That's not stoic at all.
What I just said, or
No, I'm talking
no.
yelling. I'm talking yelling in the background, not you, Jables.
Okay.
Always about you, Jables.
It's always about me. It's.
Oh my god. I think he like lost at a game or something, and now he's angry, or he just kicked someone's ass and like is kind of degrading them. I'm not sure which.
Okay, I would really like to hear a response to the thing that I just said. It's not.
Which one? You said quite a few.
Yeah, you said a lot. Dude.
I find it hard to keep track sometimes, Jables.
Okay, so. All right.
Yeah.
I'll say it again. I think there's another side to stoicism.
Oh,
where
about
you
the thing you do. Yeah, I'm not sure that's considered
where
stoicism.
where you're able to vocalize your emotions and in a very intellectual way. And I think that is another side of stoicism that a lot of people don't talk about.
I don't see that as another side. It's also a manifestation. Like the whole point about like feelings and managing them is like they'll come out when they need to, but the most constructive way in time. And everybody should not be engaging in a fucking mental freakout.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
The knee-jerk reaction that a lot of people have these days, especially around mental health, is dumb. Like it's just the whole my emotions matter. I'm going to make them everybody else's problem. Like that way of dealing with shit is not the way to deal with shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the whole
exactly.
I'm gonna
Yeah, exactly.
self-diagnose,
That's a
but
problem.
never actually get and never actually get proper help and fuck what you know.
Yeah, no. Fuck that.
The doctors say I need to be on medication, but then I'm not living up to my truth. I'm like, right. And
your truth involves a paper bag and a glass bottle. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I think.
I don't get that reference.
I think a lot of stoicism involves a lot of.
Oh no, I know exactly what.
This is what I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
This is. It's not your problem, but this is what I'm going through.
Don't make it a burden on other people.
Yeah, it's not your problem. This is what I'm going through. I need to endure this.
And that's fine. You know, it's a lot of people should express themselves like, I'm going through shit. This is what I'm doing to fix it.
Yeah.
As opposed to the meltdown followed by I'm making it everybody else's problem behavior.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and I get, someone being on medications and saying the meds don't make me feel right. Like I've been on every SSRI that can be prescribed by my doctor, and all of them make me feel 10 times worse. And I can understand someone turning around and saying the meds didn't make me feel like me, like they made me feel bad, so I stopped my medication.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean you should go AWOL on your medication. It means you should tape it down and slowly deal with that in a monitored way, not just go off the handrail again.
Yeah. And that's what a
Yeah,
lot of
anyway, the meds made me sluggish, but now I stopped taking them and I'm full of energy and joy, and that's when I took the knife to the dog.
Yeah. Most of you have gotten messages from me where I'm like, hey, I'm going through it. I'm doing a thing right now. Support me through that, but it's like,
yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
This is something I need to work through.
Yeah,
it's not.
That's perfectly fine, Jables.
But none of it's on you. I'm just going through some shit right now.
Yes, that's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah.
Again, like there's a misunderstanding of what Stoicism is meant to be, and a lot of people trying to give it lip service these days are not like the best living examples of it either.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be sitting there like, yes,
hitting on other people, and then
I am sitting here. No emotions affect me whatsoever. That's not what Stoicism.
That's performative too, because it's like, everybody's stoic until real shit happens. Then they lose their own shit and have a fit over a rap song lyrics or something like that. No, the true idea behind it is like go back to a much harsher, different time where you lived or died by the people beside you in your community. Be it like
Stoicism is a recognition of
like somebody has to hold their shit together long enough
and other people that support you. That's what Stoicism is.
No, Stoicism is being able to handle whatever emotional overload you're having and problems, and carrying it well enough that you are not a burden or a liability to others and can keep helping them.
Yep.
And you serve others in this way, right?
Yep.
That thing of like, I am now a father. I need to be a big brother to my smaller brothers. I am a mother to a bunch of kids. I mean, women are a great example of stoicism throughout the ages that nobody gives credit for.
Absolutely.
I'm.
That's because it's a lot more common than in men.
It's a fucking
I'm an uncle. I'm an uncle to a few kids that have gone through like having an abusive father.
Look, imagine this.
And
there's a fire in the house.
I need to be strong for them.
Yeah. Like, imagine this. Like, there's a fire in the house, and you need to get like your nephews out. What possible good would it be, even if you are scared yourself and worried, to go into that and vocalize that to them and induce that panic into them.
Yeah.
At that moment.
So
absolutely none.
So there is a point where that can become its own problem.
Well,
that then leads to, men keeping shit to themselves and it just festering, and then eventually it all comes out
That's
in
avoidance. That's
a more unhealthy way.
That's not stoicism.
Well, I'm not talking about stoicism in general. I just mean that kind of stays strong, for those around you. It's fantastic until the point where you finally break. The moment you break,
life and death.
Yeah, but the problem is, once you break,
it's accepting your own faults, but still being strong within that. It's not. It has nothing to do
that there's
with
a
whether
problem.
or not.
You're not in denial. You're not. Like,
you understand who you are, and you understand how you can help, and you're able to keep yourself in control so that you can laugh, cry, talk, cry, be angry, be generous when the time is right, when it's appropriate.
Yeah, and then there's time to get shit
and that's
done.
fine.
Yeah.
Too often, Stoic is just seen as, no, I show very little emotion through all this pain and suffering, which, to some degree that could be Stoic. Everyone, but that's usually everyone else needs a rock to lean on. I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of times stoicism is seen as just a guy sitting in a library smoking a cigar.
Oh God,
some whiskey.
that's
God. Yeah, and that's not what stoicism is.
Correct, Shables. Again, like some of the people paying lip service to that now are not good examples of it. Doesn't mean it's not an actual thing.
I will go smoke a cigar out on my deck right now. That doesn't make me stoic. I actually won't, because I still got to come back inside to watch my kid and whatnot.
No,
there you go. Yeah.
Makes you a criminal.
Oh.
Yeah, and like a lot of people won't view me as stoic because I'm very open about my mental health issues and things like that. But I think I am stoic because I'm very strong in my stance. And
I wouldn't necessarily say that you are the definition of stoic. You do have plenty of times where you are stoic, but you are also very much not through any fault of your own, but you do have some issues with controlling that emotion sometimes.
Yes. Yes.
And it's mostly that control. It's that control.
But whenever somebody else asks me for help,
yeah,
I nail myself down. And I stand strong. And I help them.
And I have pickle juice in a monster can.
I think my stoicism rises when other people ask me for help.
I hope so.
Whether or not I'm strong myself doesn't matter. When other people ask for help, I will be there for you. And I think that's what matters.
I've helped a lot of people. I would agree with that statement. I think like suffering through your own shit while being fucking strong for others is the definition of stoicism. But like when I guess there's levels of it is what I'm trying to say. I think there's levels of it, and it can be viewed in a lot of different ways, and what it means to each of us as an individual is different than the next. But I mean, we're all agreed that it is what it is. I mean, I think we've all done that.
At the same time, words do have definitions, and the reason for those definitions is common speech. This is one of the things I hate about a lot of these people. Go, well, the way I mean it is this, or something along those lines. Oh, well, that's great. That's not what the definition is.
Yeah, but then you're just arguing semantics.
But sometimes semantics are the key behind the argument. If you don't have a shared understanding of the definition of words,
you don't know what you can be talking past each other. You know,
you can be arguing for the same thing using completely like. I think this is left. Well, I think it's right. You're talking about the same direction.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, yeah, that thing is blue. Yeah, but that's not what I call it. So.
Yeah, but have you ever smelled blue? Or tasted?
Anyways, with that, we've had a great show tonight. We can keep talking about this off air.
Remember, folks, subscribe
thank you
to
everybody
Patreon for that after hours show.
Yeah, thank you everybody for joining us. I hope you enjoyed our conversation so far. And I hope you'll enjoy our conversation next week. Have a good night. See you.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Very much true heart like grandpa. That's what I gotta say.